Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Reviewer, these are all airsoft toys. There is nothing in these boxes that is real. And this is a very, very good looking box. I think you guys will probably agree, and you may have seen this around. There definitely seems to be a lot of content coming out about this thing right now. And so I was like, I can't be left out. I need to jump on the bandwagon. And so this is from Maruyama, a company that is fairly new on the block, it seems like. I actually have their SPC9 Pro, which I used last night, the B&T kind of copy. I used it last night at Battle Lab, playing indoor at about 5 to 10 p.m. I'll have some shorts and I'll have some gameplay coming up from that soon. But I was recommended that by Jaeger, saw Jaeger Precision, got this as well, and I have to say I was very impressed with it. Like super, super snappy to get it. But I actually ordered this first after seeing a couple of YouTubers had this video and saw a couple of YouTubers doing videos about this replica. And when I ordered it, I'd already been recommended the SPC9 from Jaeger Precision when I played with him in the UK. So I ordered that as well because it takes the same mags, same kind of story as him. Again, I just copy him all the time. So I went to Action Airsoft, and one of the few places you could actually order this from. This took a little bit longer, but this, if you're not aware, and I've just been blathering on, is the MP9. So as I said, Action Airsoft seem to have a lot of stuff right now. Everyone I speak to who works with Action Airsoft or gets stuff from them has very positive experience, and they've always been very good whenever I've worked with them. This I did have to pay quite a bit of a tariff on. This is really cool. So I'm in the US, if you weren't aware. I get some comments sometimes of people being like, hey, you know, you should move to a country and buy some real firearms. And I'm like, I live in America and I have real ones. So I don't know where that comment came from and how relevant that is to an airsoft channel that you've just come across. But I am in the US, which means that I am subject to tariffs at the moment. From things coming from Asian countries especially. Action Airsoft, I think, is Taiwan, if I'm correct. And this I did have to pay a tariff on when it came in. Cost of this is, that's a good question. I think it's around 400 US dollars. And then I got a lot of the attachments, which you're going to see in here as well. This is very, very nice little orange wrap that they've done here. It's almost like they've wrapped it with orange tape plus this cling film. I don't want to scratch my replica, my brand new MP9. But basically, guys, if you aren't aware of me talking about this in the past, I ordered this because I have a KWA MP9. I've got it down here. I'll get out in a second so we can have like a little like-for-like look at them. Again, that's a very, very old replica. Like, it's been around for a very long time, and it's almost been that replica which it's like the company that does the MP9. You know, like there's not really been any other companies that have decided to copy or decided to make another MP9. So for me, this was something that I've been doing videos on. You can go back and watch my MP9 videos where I'm trying to make it work well. Like, it's a very, very cool replica. I like it. I love how the MP9 feels in the hand. So that's kind of the main draw of it. And then it's just been super inconsistent. Like, it's been great for a minute and then not so great, and it won't feed properly and it's firing inconsistently. So then I've kind of like gone down the route of, look at this, they've got like a 3D printed like little, what's it called, thread protector on the end here, which is kind of nice because looks like they kind of glued it, but I've just been able to pull that off. So in the US, they have to sell them with these, which means when I order from Action, they have to send it with one of these for the US, and then I can just take it off like I have. This thing feels really good. Now, the KWA one that I have, as I said, I have issues with it. It's just not kind of like getting it to the performance that I want is not great. Maruyama have just come out with this after doing the SPC9 and a couple of others. And they basically have their stuff produced at the VFC factory. So I think they're a separate company, but they almost have like a licensing deal with VFC, or a manufacturing deal with VFC. So they will build their products, and VFC, I know there's some people that don't like VFC products, but like generally my experience with VFC is just very good. I really like them. I used my SPC9 last night, and then I also actually used my KS1 for a little bit, and I had a friend actually who was borrowing the KS1, and he kind of fell in love with it. It seems like he just really was like, okay, this thing is pretty awesome. Already on this, like, I love this bolt release. You can see here, like the actual like size of it is great. Like this, just being able to like rest your thumb on there, that's really, really cool. Trigger, again, I've heard some people be like, okay, it's nice and it works for a MP9 trigger, but it is a very long trigger pull, and they're such like the MP9s generally, you know, like real steel and therefore replica, they are very long travel and mushy. So I'm kind of a little bit excited, but also annoyed. Like I ordered the aftermarket flat trigger, and I like flat triggers that Maruyama actually sell. And so I'm going to be doing a video where I do an install, but I actually watched one of Jaeger Precision, like, count how many times I mentioned Jaeger Precision's name in this video. It's going to be funny. I watched a video yesterday just as this was arriving where he was installing the trigger, and it seems like it didn't fit. Like he had to like file the internals to actually get it in. And as he was saying, it's like, this is built by Maruyama for a Maruyama product. It's not like some third party, like after party product that you're like, oh, is this going to work? And, you know, may have some like differences in the like tolerances, etc. This should work well out of the box. And I'm hoping that he just got a dud one. Sorry, that sounds pretty bad, but I'm hoping that mine isn't like that, and mine's actually works really well. What I love here, look at that, is you've got literally like the cutout in the stock. The stock is nice and solid, like it's super comfortable. And this hand grip, even though I think when I look at it, I'm like, oh, maybe I kind of prefer a Picatinny rail there. It is just really, really comfortable. Like the angle of it kind of like slanted forward, the size of it. I'm quite excited to use this thing. This is an issue that a lot of people have had, is this thing. Just a very cheap charging handle that just seems like it just moves. Yeah, it's a weird trigger. It's got tons and tons of travel, and then finally it's like a push in, and it's just not, I don't like that at all. For me, that feels really not great. I suppose when you're actually firing it, you've kind of got it already depressed. So it's like a push. So you're just kind of like doing that as opposed to going like that every time. But it's still, yeah, not ideal. So the nice thing with this as well is it comes with the suppressor. Now I needed to buy one for my KWA MP9 afterwards. It was quite hard to get hold of one actually as well, which is kind of frustrating. But so I actually have an aftermarket one. Presume that this will rotate and lock in here. Oh no, you actually clamp it down. So you can put it in different locations. You can have it on top. You can't actually have it on the bottom, it doesn't seem like, unless that rotates. We'll work that out. I'm going to put it together and then we can work it out. Comes with very much your VFC style speed loader. The mags on this are awesome. I've got some more stickers from Action. The mags on this are awesome. I was using a load of them last night, as I said, when I was playing with the SPC9. And they are super light, work super well. I was having issues actually seating them to start with, if you looked at the unboxing video of that in the actual magwell. But that seemed to resolve last night. I got some really satisfying like eliminations with it, so I'm quite excited to show you guys what that was like. And then actually my friend who was borrowing my KS1, we then kind of switched, and he took the SPC9 and I took the KS1 out, and that was, he really liked it as well. It's a very, very good CQB replica, like weapon. It's just perfect, like size, very, very short and stubby. I had the e-shooter flare smoky on there. Let me just make sure we got this the right way. Does it matter? Kind of a horrible noise. I think I'm going to need to thread lock that big time. Let's go the other way. Okay, that's counterclockwise, weirdly, on that end piece, which is quite weird. And then that's going to lock it down. No, it's not. I've done it the wrong way, apparently. So that's so weird that that's just not tight. Like, I want it to be tightened in. Why is that not going in fully? Okay, is that now locking? That does seem like it's on. Okay, there we go. So that's on now. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. And I like these cans, but it almost for me feels like for airsoft wise, you know, apparently it does change the sound. But for me, for airsoft wise, this does feel like you're just adding on quite a lot of extra size and length when this thing is so compact and small as it is. That is it kind of worth doing it? I don't know. I've got an EOTech on the other KWA. So in the next video, if you want to stick around and watch, I'll be doing a video where I'm doing the build out on this. And we'll work out what I'm going to put on it. Because I'm definitely not sure yet what I will. Maybe a pressure pad here for a light on the side. I need to figure that out. Probably going to do this EOTech on the top just because I like how it looks, but also it's quite a bulky sight for such a small little replica. So I have 9 of these mags already, so I'm pretty set on these. I'll probably try and play with this next week. I had a great time playing last night in Battle Lab. It was actually because it's Halloween tomorrow and they have got like a Halloween event. I think it was a lot quieter. Well, it was a lot quieter than whenever I played there before. So we probably only had like 12 people there. But it actually was probably one of the most fun nights I've played there. You know, when you're like there and you're kind of going into the safe zone, and there's just not that many people there and you're like, oh, okay, this isn't going to be very fun because no one's here. It was kind of like that. And then we started playing, and because that field is like, it can handle a lot of people and it can kind of like still be super fun when it's close quarters, like with only a few people on there. I actually loved it. Like, I thought it was such a good thing. So that's kind of where it is. This thing is so light and it's so like not front heavy, but your hands are like at the front and you've kind of got this at the back. So like moving this around, it is a long stock though, for sure on this one. I'm going to get the, I'll put this on and then I'll get the KWA out. We can have a look and see what you guys think of that. Need to tighten this guy up. Okay. So that's where it is there, lengthwise. This is the folding piece there. That's going to click in. I've got a couple of extra pieces as well that I'll get out for you to look at. But this is what, and I've actually got a 3D printed suppressor on this one instead of the other one, just because I kind of liked it a bit more. I actually kind of prefer the stock on this one, just in terms of like the motion of opening it up, the break. That kind of feels good. It does actually have the same thing, so I just hadn't noticed that before. But that little insert will go there. This thing feels a lot heavier, but it does have a lot more on it. And the mags definitely weigh a lot more. But that's going to be what these two look like right there. Dimensions wise, they're almost identical, if not are identical. You can see with this one, I've got the version without that front hand grip on it. So I've just got the Picatinny rail below. You can see here, that's a lot harder to do the bolt release. It's got KWA here and KMP9R. This one just has MP9 written on it. The grips are slightly different as well. I like this grip. Yeah, I like them the same. They're a bit different, but I do like them the same. I like the charging handle on the KWA a lot more. It's definitely a lot better. Other than that, it's very, very similar. This is manufactured in Taiwan on the back there. But I'm going to be putting this guy on here. In fact, let's just do that now, because that's a quick one to do. And then we can just work out. I think I'm going to need a riser on it, though, to get it up to where I want it to be. This is a Repro EOTech, this one. It's not a real one. It actually feels like maybe this, I need to loosen it somewhat. It's like a slightly wider rail, so I need to loosen the EOTech. There you go, drop it on the floor and break it. Let's see where that's gone. Nope, it's not broken. Yeah, I think I actually just need to get my screwdriver out and loosen it. So I'm going to wait and do that in the next video. You guys can see. One thing to note is, I've seen people have said, is that is where the hop-up adjuster is. And it's kind of annoying because that is going to be exactly where my EOTech's going to sit. So it means you're going to have to move the actual sight every time you want to adjust the hop-up. So you kind of need to get that adjusted. But I'm pretty happy with it. I got a little box as well of these attachments. What else do we have in here? Oh, so this is actually another order I made with Action, which was for a nozzle for my SMP pistol. So that's there. Let's make sure we don't lose that. That's all that's in there. The mags, actually, they didn't have in stock, so I had to order them from a US-based place. Okay, so this is the trigger. So I'll be doing an install video, putting that in on the build video. This is actually a CAC style recoil buffer for a carbine stock. So this is going to go in my KS1. So I'll do a video on that. In here, we also have a FNX 45 RMR. So that's going to go on my FNX just to allow me to kind of like run something. I think I had an issue just with that one popping off on that FNX. So I'm going to be doing that video. This is the FNX 45 recoil spring as well from Dark Duke. So I'm going to put that in. So that'll be another video, the FNX video. So let me know if there's anything you want to see on that one. And then here we have the charging handle. So this, again, I was quite excited for because it's a lot better. But actually, again, I saw Jaeger doing another one, an install video of this yesterday, and it's got a ball bearing, but he was stating that there's nothing that where this actually like clicks into. So it doesn't really have like a staying point. It just has some like tension. So that, again, is going to annoy me, but I'm already prepared for that. So there will be a video of me doing the install, but I don't know if I'm going to be very happy when I'm doing it. So don't get too excited. And then I think this is the flared magwell, which goes on the bottom of here, which it is. So that's going to be, again, another having a good one today. An install video there of me just putting in this flared magwell on the bottom of that KWA. Sorry, KWA? No. Maruyama MP9. Maruyama MP9. I was out until 12 PM playing, so I'm a little bit dazed right now. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for my unboxing. If you want to do you want me to do a little close-up, actually? You guys don't really like that, so I'll give you a little close-up just of how it looks with this little close-up camera. So, and hopefully you can see it. This is kind of what the suppressor looks like. Like, it's a nice build quality. It's not amazing, I wouldn't say, but it is also like a, you know, it's a polymer replica of a polymer real steel. Here's the stock coming out. That's how it clicks in. This is the release right here, which you push to fold it. You can see here's where they've got MP9 written right there. So yeah, I'm excited to try this one out. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. As I said, let me know if you have any questions. There is a lot of content out there on this already, though. So if I haven't answered something, you can probably go and find another YouTuber who's talking about this right now. I don't know what I'm going to kind of do with this. I'm going to do some comparison videos of this compared to the SPC9. I'm also planning a video right now where I'm just going to go through my like SMG PDWs and talk through them and just give you guys some like shots of like which ones I like, because I've got quite a few builds now which are in that kind of like CQB specialized format. So I'm going to try and do that, and you know, like the MPX, the MP9, my MP7, the SPC9, the GHM9. I'll compare all of those, have them in one video. So I'll go through the builds, etc., and you guys can see that. So if you like that idea, let me know. All right, guys, thank you so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.